My blade is already sheathed.
At last, we're safe. Miss Nekomata, I was blown away by your heroism just then.
I'm glad to hear it, but in the future, could you please not wander aimlessly around the battlefield so much? I don't want you to get hurt. When I read the notes for this job, I assumed you'd be a little more... composed. I didn't expect companies would have such different requirements for holo surveyors.
Diversity it's highly valued by the company. Fine. I'm really not the best at dealing with ethereals. But I've got a few tricks up my sleeve when it comes to recovering etheric resources.
Really? Then I guess I'll trust you. Well, since you mentioned etheric resource recovery, there's no sense hiding it. What we really want is to help support your resource recovery business in the future. So, if everything goes smoothly today, could you have a word with your boss and help us get in on the follow-up commission?
Oh, yeah, of course. No problem, just leave it up to me.
We're counting on you. Tell you the truth, I've been planning on switching careers recently. Working for a big fancy company like yours ought to pay better than hustling on internet for myself, right?
Sure does.
Can you tell us how much of a cut you take for recovering etheric resources like this?
Oh, yeah. My cut, it's...
How silly of me, Mia. You work for a company, so you must get a fixed salary plus bonuses. But I guess that's confidential.
Yes. I have to keep that a secret. That is very considerate of you, Miss Nekomata. I won't disclose exactly how much it is then.
Cool. Let's not talk about salaries right now then. Shall we get started with surveying the route?
Oh, okay. Just let me look up the exact details here.
Hey, Freezen. Make us think of this Ollie guy.
What's up? Are we whispering because you don't want Ollie to hear?
I feel like he's a little weird. He talked about working with this company, but his story's full of holes. It's obvious he's not familiar with them. What do you think, Roxy?
What if he's a low-level salaryman who's been forced into a job in the Hollow by his boss?
Huh? For a proxy, you sure are naive. My years of experience on the streets tell me he's definitely no corporate salaryman. More like some rookie trying to hustle for change down in a hollow. But I'm confused about why he's still forcing himself to come in here when he's obviously terrified. There must be something going on behind the scenes. Maybe there's a big score waiting to be revealed. In any case, let's finish up this commission with him, then find a way to figure out what's really going on.
Please stick together. Stay on my heels.
Mr. Ollie, about your company.
Oh, wait a minute, what's that noise? Would you go check ahead?
Master, Ollie refused.
Phew. Oh, luckily that's not an enemy. We should get out of here. Oh, over there!
Talking about work, Mr. Ollie, what do you...
Oh, what's that? Oh, there's something wobbling around! Straight ahead! Can you go check?
Master, there is an
Can't wait to go
there is some writing on the wall.
My blade is already sheathed. Weakling.
Ethereals are way too scary. We should get out of here. Oh, over there! Let me handle that locked door ahead. I forgot to bring the key card.
Seems like we can open the door with that button.
Can you... can you please go take a look? The door's open. We should go this way now. Yeah. It should be safe around here. Oh, why are ethereals here all of a sudden? Take care of them. I'm begging you.
Over here!
Weakling.
You're weak spots! Watch your back! The ethereals have all been taken care of.
Home stretch. Can I walk behind you too?
Just follow me.
The survey route finishes right up there.
How can there be so many? They may be small, but I've got a weird feeling about this.
Ah! There! That's a big one!
Oh, is it really that scary? I'll get rid of them.
My blade is already sheathed.
Check this out!
That's a wrap for the... As for your payment, once we exit the hollow, I'll have funds transferred to Miss Neko.
Okay, we're counting on you, Mia.
Now that our business is done and dusted, shall we head out of the hollow now?
No problem. Me and the proxy will find the fastest and safest route out of the hollow. This is how a proxy makes a living, so we can't let you listen in. Sorry about that.
I understand. I'll just stand over there and turn my back to you. You can trust me.
Darn it. I was so busy and flustered the whole time I never got around to asking this guy about his true purpose and identity. We don't have time. We have to leave the hollow soon and then everyone will go their separate ways.
Calm down, Nekomata. We'll figure something out. Back when you were with the gang, did you ever come across anything like this?
Back when I was in the gang? Proxy. Speaking of street gangs, that reminds me. It's time to use my secret ability. Watch this. Got it. Now let me see what this so-called guide Ollie has on him. Huh? Wait, these are handcuffs?
Handcuffs? Ordinary civilians don't just go around carrying these.
Hold up, Wise. Barry just detected a string of numbers on the handcuffs that match the same format used by public security.
What? These handcuffs belong to a public security officer?
Miss Nekomata, Proxy, how's your chat going? I think I can hear some ethereals nearby. What are my handcuffs doing over? I mean, they're not my not handcuffed. Oh.
Tell us the truth, Ollie. Why do you have public security handcuffs on you?
It's that I found those handcuffs.
Oh, so you just found them somewhere. Well then, that's completely fine, yeah? Well now, Ollie. I took you for a rookie thief, judging by the way you... I thought I could get a nice score from your commission. It seems we ought to be grateful you haven't landed us in even more trouble. And these handcuffs that you just found? What kind of incompetent officer would lose their own equipment? Any cop who lets you take their cuffs off them must be a real weakling.
Please don't insult public security officers. A public security officer has to grit his teeth and endure arduous training. They have to stay up all night studying for exams, has to struggle to pass the strictest of screening. Only then can he become an officer.
Why are you getting all virtuous all of a sudden? Hold on, don't interrupt me. We want the truth, and get on with it. Who are you really, and why did you post a fake commission through a fake company?
I can't tell you.
Can't tell us? Are you still not grasping the situation? Let me see. Since you're not cooperating, I guess I'll just have to throw you to the ethereals in here. Oh boy, we killed so many of their friends today. I bet they're gonna be real happy to see you. Right? How about now? Ready to talk?
I won't tell. Even if you feed me to the ethereals, I won't.
What is up with this guy? He's scared out of his wits, but he still won't talk.
Hold on, Nekomata. I've just matched the serial number from these handcuffs to an officer. Ollie, male, Team 4, Criminal Investigations Division at Janus 12th Precinct. That's who this guy is.
Huh? No, wait. This guy is actually a public security officer? Alright, we've made it out. Well, Ollie? Officer? You said you wouldn't hold us liable before, so let's say our goodbyes right here then.
Please, wait. Miss Nekomata, before you leave, can you reassure me that you're both good people, and that you will not tell anyone anything about meeting me today? My mission today was top secret. I need to make sure no one harboring ulterior motives learns this information.
Okay, don't worry. If we had any ulterior motives, we would have snuck off and left you with the ethereals. Way back when we first realized you weren't who you claimed to be.
Oh, I see. Of course. That makes sense. Wait, you knew I wasn't with the company all along?
Actually, you gave yourself away as soon as you opened your mouth.
Honestly, how could your boss or your coworkers let you go alone on a mission like this?
Because this operation was at my personal request. I've been a public security officer for years now, but I still can't get over my phobia of ethereals. I've screwed up a few operations, and these days, I always get benched. There's been this really tough case, and we're short of leads. I thought maybe we could use Internaut to lure in our culprit with some crime-related info. If the plan worked, I'd be able to take credit for it, even if I wasn't involved with the operation later on. If I was lucky, I might even have gotten a certificate.
I didn't expect someone like you would be so motivated.
That's my boss on the phone. 1 second. Hello? Boss, it's Ollie.
Where are you? Did you post to Internet pretending to be a company going into a hollow?
It wasn't on purpose. Please don't fire me.
Fire you? Why would I fire you? You did great. If we can crack this case, you'll take first merit for it and land a handsome bonus. Get back to the precinct and get yourself ready for the next operation.
My boss praised me. All these years, my boss has finally praised me! Did you hear that? Not only do I get to keep going out with them on operations, but I might even get a bonus!
Oh, congratulations.
What am I gonna do?
You were just so happy. Why the long face?
Going on future operations with them means I definitely have to go back into a hollow again. And they'll mess things up as soon as we run into any ethereals.
You'll just have to work it out for yourself. Proxy, let's go!
Wait a sec! Miss Nekomata, Proxy, this may be a bit forward, but would you please consider becoming case consultants for public security and helping me to complete the mission?
Huh?
You know the truth about my Internat commission. Making you case consultants feels much safer than just relying on a verbal promise. And what's more, based on our previous adventure, when it comes to hollows, I can tell your abilities are far superior to mine. With your support, all those things I couldn't do before, they don't have to be pipe dreams any longer. This time, I really just might get a bonus.
Then if we say no, what are you gonna do?
If you really won't say yes, then I can only bid farewell to my Medal of Honor with tears in my eyes. And ask you once again to keep this confidential.
Yeah? That's it?
I thought you were gonna say you'd hold us responsible.
I'd never go back on my word. I swear it on my honor as an officer.
I gotta say, he really is just... Fine, Ollie. I reluctantly agree to this commission of yours, or your request for us to be case consultants, or whatever.
Really?
But on one condition. We charge a high fee. If we help you complete the mission, your entire bonus is ours.
That's fine with me. I'd rather have the prestige over any bonus.
Great. Then let's do it. Alright then, Proxy. Today's matter is settled. Let's head back. Huh? Why are you looking at me like that? It feels weird.
I never thought you'd agree to team up with a public security officer, Nekomata.
So what? I agreed to his request. What's so unbelievable about that? Don't worry, I won't lose us any money. I've heard that they pay out pretty decent bonuses. And if he's so willing to give up the whole thing, then why not? And Dolly might seem unreliable, but there were several times today when he surprised me. Perhaps there's more to this guy than meets the eye? Anyway, let's just wait for him to contact us if we're gonna be supporting him. We can talk about his case then.
These gangsters have been looting lost ether resources all over the Hollows for quite some time. Their methods are cruel, and they've amassed a substantial fortune. No precinct in any jurisdiction has been able to pin them down because they roam around, so the case remains unsolved. So here's what I'm thinking. First of all, we put out the word on Internaut that there's a large commission to recover ether resources. The commission which you and the proxy got involved with last time. Then, we use ether resources from our evidence room as bait and set a trap by placing them in the Hollow. Finally, we wait for the gangsters to take the bait and then apprehend them all inside the Hollow.
Sounds pretty solid. Then what?
Then we officially adopt this as our battle plan.
Oh, well done then. It seems like you have a real talent for organizing plans.
It's just... 11th Precinct also wants in. And I've been promoted to head up the joint operation.
Why did you say just? You're starting to make me nervous.
You see, only the 11th Precinct has access to the ether resources and evidence. I'm about to go undercover into the Hollow to set up the trap with 2 strangers from the General Affairs Department who I've never even met before. And my weakness will be exposed the second we run into any ethereals, and they won't exactly help me hide it, and then once my boss hears about it, I'm betting once again I'll...
So what? It's not like I can go meet them in your place. Cry and beg all you want, but I'm not gonna do anything that risky.
Of course. I'd never dream of getting you to do such a thing, Miss Nekomata. As a case consultant, I just need you to take care of any ethereals along the way, so we can safely lay our bait.
Case consultant? Sounds more like a bodyguard.
Oh, not at all. Think of it as being temporary, unofficial personnel for public security. I've already filled in everyone back at the precinct about the case consultant who will be helping out with the operation.
It's really stressful working on an operation alongside this many officers. Kind of regret agreeing to help you.
Oh, please don't say that. This operation really needs you, Miss Nekomata. What if we use remote comms to keep in touch, and you can help me from a little further away? Then you won't have to talk to the other officers.
If that's an option, then I'll consider doing it. By the way, this case consultant thing, is there anything else I need to know about?
As you're effectively temporary unofficial personnel for public security, you'll need to comply with basically the same rules that current officers do. You'll be fine. You just need to memorize this simple 476-page new officer training manual. Is something wrong?
I know what to do, so just leave everything to me. And so that's what happened when I met Ollie just now.
Nekomata, correct me if I'm wrong, but you aren't going to read that manual, are you?
Of course not. Who'd want to learn how to be a public security officer by reading all that? All I have to do is work with the officers from public security. It's no big deal. I'll just brush up on a few things beforehand. There's still some time before Ollie's mission, so I'll go study nearby and give you a buzz when it's time to go.
Oh, she's gone. She said she was going to study somewhere nearby. How does Nekomata plan to study exactly? Why don't you go find out, Wise? That way, you'll be more confident going into the Hollow with her. This is the path I follow. Eradicate all protection from any danger.
Ollie, I'm with the proxy at the coordinates you sent.
That's great! So, once I'm in with the officers from the 11th Precinct, you just need to follow us in parallel from a distance. If anything happens, I'll,
Just when the time comes, be quick. I hear footsteps. Sounds like the other officers have arrived on your end. Good. Let's stay in touch.
Hey, but I haven't seen anyone else here yet.
Master, 2 young humans have been detected near you.
Huh? Hey, Ollie. There are 2 people approaching me over here. What's going on?
That's impossible. I know I sent the correct meetup coordinates to the 11th Precinct. I'll pull up the chat history. Oh no! I did send the wrong one! I sent your coordinates instead! What are we gonna do?
I was just about to ask you that!
Get out of there before they see you! They won't be able to keep up with you!
I haven't done anything wrong. Why should I have to run? Besides, what happens to the operation if I leave?
The operation. I'll just go back and confess to my boss about my ethereal phobia. It's fine. At the very worst, they'll just take command of the operation from me. In any case, I'll take full responsibility. I would never create difficulties for you.
Ollie can be quite stubborn about certain things.
Quit complaining, Wise. If we don't make a plan soon, we're gonna be out of time.
Don't worry, Proxy. I'll handle this. Looks like I'll have to show off my skills from my old profession. Consider this a free lesson, Ollie. Watch and learn.
The rendezvous point should be close by.
Is that a girl over there? Did we get something wrong?
Hey, are you two from the next precinct over? You're in the right place. Codename Operation Watch and Wait. I'm Ollie from Team 4 Criminal Investigations at the 12th Precinct, and I'm in charge of today's operation.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Delaney from General Affairs at the 11th Precinct, and this is Huggins. We humbly apologize if we caused any offense just now. We'll cooperate in full and carry out all orders to finish the mission.
You don't have to be so formal. We've never met, and it's an undercover sting, so it's completely normal to be guarded about anyone nearby the meeting point. And without 11th Precinct support, we could never carry out this operation, so I should be thanking you.
I didn't think you'd be so young, Officer Ollie, or so easygoing. When I heard the name Ollie, I imagined an old guy in a stained tan suit with heavy bags under his eyes.
Oh, they're talking about me.
This guy has a very specific imagination.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Huggins is just like that. And what were you just saying about being specific?
Oh, what I mean is, everyone's here now, so let's hurry up and be specific in our mission.
Roger. We've already marked out several alternative coordinates, so please come with us.
Oh, we fooled them. We actually fooled them!
Don't relax just yet, Ollie. That was just the beginning. They're gonna have more questions along the way. The real test is only just getting started. Anyway, find somewhere safe nearby to hide and keep an eye on things. If I need info from you, be ready to tell me quickly. Understand?
Right. Understood.
Officer, we've already marked 3 deployment points. This is the first location. This is the second. And this is the final one.
Very well. We'll go investigate as per usual. Hollows are unpredictable. Stay close to me. Watch your step. Avoid the ethereals.
We've reached the deployment point. Setting up the bait now.
Wait. I hear something strange.
How come there are so many ethereals here?
Don't cross the line.
Time to sharpen my claws! I never expected a bunch of ethereals to jump out of nowhere like that. But they're dealt with.
You sure took them all out quickly, Ollie. I barely had a chance to react.
Yeah, no wonder your average combat scores at the 12th precinct were higher than ours last month. Turns out it's all because of you.
Come on, you're all exaggerating. We're only up on you by 0.2 points. And combat scores are really only for internal use anyway. They're worth nothing.
Yeah? Didn't I hear you all cracked a while back, though?
You're probably thinking of those inter-district raids carried out by the 14th precinct, right? Ah, we can't take any credit. Right? Here.
Wow, even an elite officer like yourself has to worry about writing reports. I feel like you're one of us now.
It's much harder being a desk jockey than catching criminals in the hollows. But the word limit for reports this year has been reduced, thanks to all the spam your precinct put out last time.
That was actually Huggins over here. In his report, he wrote out 20 times, being a public security officer.
Deledy, you swore you'd never tell anyone about that. Anyway, it's better than what you wrote. If you can't afford to raise my salary, I hope you raise my pension by 20%.
But that's what I really thought.
You two are sure interesting.
Huh. I never expected Miss Nekomata to know so much about our inter-precinct gossip. It's like I didn't even need to come along at all.
Isn't that a good thing? Why you getting all self-pitying?
Huh? Officer Ollie, what's that about pity?
I meant, there's nowhere good to place those ether resources here. And that's a real pity.
Ah, you're right. Let's push on and check out our next option then. We probably shouldn't deploy here. It's too dangerous.
Next, let's go over there.
Oh shit, gun swallow. Gun swallow. I can lead it where I want to. Bring you over here. I go over here. What even is that first emoji?
The space here seems pretty unstable.
Is it possible that the matrix of leadership can be awakened, be evil characters like Jane?
We've reached the deployment point. Setting up the bait now.
I believe it should be possible.
Master, a hollow
And
shift
which
has
matrix
just
of
occurred.
leadership are we talking about? One
Great.
that
A hollow shift
primes
was a part of
usually get within Transformers, or are we
Don't
talking
panic, that's normal.
the ones
I've dealt with
that,
it.
or are we talking a different matrix that I am unaware of? Actually, just in case this week. Yeah, so I saw it right. Down, right, up, down. At least surprisingly, yeah. Up. As long as Primus deems them worthy, then say if they do have what it takes to awaken it, then yeah, They should be able to.
I have discovered a note. I suggest picking it up and taking a look. The note reads, Red is a liar.
I mean, for one, it's called the Matrix of Leadership. As we've seen how it works. I mean, hell, you've had certain corrupt primes such as Zeta and Sentinel using the Matrix before, so. And they're. And on top of that, there have even been primes that. Oh, damn it! I didn't mean to re-trigger this, but there have even been primes that had the title of prime but didn't have the Matrix itself. So, yes, I'm quite certain that they should be able to, but.
Why does it feel so familiar here?
Thank you.
Master, I suggest investigating over there.
I was caught off guard by that. Okay. What? I hope you enjoy listening to it. I think I suppose. Well, since you're watching, dear viewer, Knock, I believe your name is. Don't mind my friend. They're the one going by the name of Random in the chat. But I hope you two enjoy. I was about to say, I might bring it. I might try and. I don't want to watch this again, but I'm probably going to try and upload more stuff. Yeah, some of it might be unedited, but I'm probably going to try and stream a little more, and I'm going to try and record more with actually using my voice. That way I can interact with my viewers without having to type in the chat, and well, I can show people just a good time without, well, you know what I mean, just within the guidelines.
Why does it feel so familiar here?
Repeat the same directions again? Down, right, up, down.
It's the exit!
Jane Doe. So, let me ask that question again, just to see if I'm reading it correctly or understanding it correctly. You're asking if, say, Jane Doe is chosen by Primus to wield the Matrix of Leadership, can she activate? Or are you asking if Jane Doe can be a Prime if chosen by Primus and given the Matrix of Leadership? Because to be a Prime already is one thing that Primus himself could choose, but commonly, at least before the Civil War started between Autobots and Decepticons, was more so a job for the Council.
Lucky we didn't spend too much time on them.
As much as they've been shown, in a sense, think of them as acolytes and the wisest of Cybertronians. I suppose in their own way understood the calling of Primus to a certain degree.
This is me.
If you're asking if made a prime, could Jane Doe be chosen to wield the Matrix? Yes.
Huggins, watch your mouth.
But that would also
Sorry,
mean, by
Officer Ollie.
technicality,
I'm
that
not
she was
saying anything
fated
bad about your
to
old
be
self.
able to wield it
It's just,
before
you're
doing
so
so.
skilled, we thought you must be from an elite academy.
So which year did you
I
graduate?
mean, think about it with Optimus. A lot of people don't realize it, but Optimus wasn't a prime before Optimus wasn't a prime before wielding,
Years ago?
before being
Graduates from that class must be
made
nearly
one and
40
going
now, right?
to find the
Yeah.
Matrix of Leadership.
But, ma'am, you don't even
He
look
was made a
30,
prime
let
when,
alone 40.
and I'm going off of, because let's be honest, there's so many variations of it, but there's so many variations of their world, so many little quadrants when you think about it. But it all started from one part. If you've ever seen anything for War for Cybertron or Follow Cybertron, best way to think about it through that. When the previous prime at the time, Zeta Prime, which was the current name they chose to give him, despite both Zeta and Sentinel being entirely different people, but that's besides the point. When Zeta Prime was brought back to the Council and deemed KIA, killed in action, after being brought back from a prison in Chaos via the hands of a young Optimus leading the Autobot troops, leading the Autobot forces, alongside the help of well, I try. I like to make a first impression. Thank you, though. I'm glad that I can at least capture someone here. But what was I saying? Oh, right. But Zeta Prime passed and now united within the well of Sparks. His body brought to the Council in hiding, and all of this done by, again, the hands of a young Optimus, with the help of who was leading the Autobot troops at the time, just got out of a prison in Kaon and staged a jailbreak too. Just fought Soundwave as well, along with the Minicons, but that's besides the point. A young Optimus, alongside the help of his fellow Autobots, including Bumblebee, Sideswipe, and Air Raid, have brought back the body of Zeta Prime to the Council, who was deemed KIA, killed in action. The Council, as a last resort, deem him, since of course the Autobots are going to need leadership and they're still going to need a prime at the time, even if there is a civil war going on. I suppose you could think of it that way. She might be, I would say, at least from how I could see it right now, she'll become a bit more serious in booking, but there will still be bits of her personality that remain there. I say this solely because of the fact how, to give the Matrix to someone who isn't a Cybertronian would be an odd predicament in itself.
Ollie, now's not the time to go blank.
So
Hurry up and think of
thinking on the many possibilities that it could bring, both good and bad.
Hang on.
Yeah,
Officer
it
Ollie,
could.
Could it be that your
It-
real identity is
It could do
fact,
so, or at the same time, it could just grant her,
a child prodigy who skipped grades to get into the
or
academy super
it
early for
could,
her age?
I don't know. I suppose it could grant her the wisdom that it would anyone else
I can't hide anything from you.
that has it as
I
its
was
wielder.
actually an orphan.
but she could still keep the same personality.
My foster mom was always so kind to me, but she made some bad investments, so her finances were never good.
Ah, I see. So you're the oldest in a
Possibly,
family with
but the
lots of
only
foster
reason
siblings.
that was the case,
Lived in a
remember,
tiny house
the
at
Matrix
mercy
was,
of the elements.
remember,
The whole family
in a
squeezed
sense, the
into but a
Matrix
single
wasn't even in
bed.
its full form,
As
and
the
Optimus
oldest
had
kid,
died
he
then.
secretly equaled
So,
crusts while carving off the good bits of bread to
that's
share
the
with a
only
smile
reason
for your
why the
younger
Matrix was
siblings.
brought back to its normal
Wow,
state.
sounds like an old soap opera.
That's
Optimus
why.
was dead,
To keep
they kind of
costs down at
needed
home,
something
you
to
chose enroll in the
bring
Argyle's
him
campus,
back.
which has lower
And
age limits and free tuition.
Sam giving up his life
Actually,
just to bring back
you
another's
pretty much nailed
was
it.
enough to, in the eyes
But
of
lots of
the
company-affiliated schools
past
have free
primes,
enrollment too. Why'd you
deem
decide to become a
him
public
of him
security
worthy enough
officer?
to get the Matrix, but not wield it.
Before I went into foster care,
To have the Matrix
I
is one
wasn't a
thing.
good
To
kid.
wield it and
Like
actually
one time, I
use it,
overestimated my
again, the
abilities
same way
against a
how
really bad
Optimus
person,
in many
and
iterations,
nearly ended up
many
losing my life
different
for
quadrants
nothing.
has,
But even with all
is
that,
another.
someone still stood up for me,
So, if this is just the
protected
sole
me,
thing of
and accepted me.
him
It
having the
might have been
Matrix,
unintentional, but for me it was like
okay,
coming
I'm
home
not a
to
voice
dream
actor.
home.
I
So
do
if I
little
could,
impressions here and there, but I
I
don't
also wanted to
voice
protect
act
something
that
with my
much.
own hands, to pay it forward.
I understand.
I know you can't hear Random right now. I'm on a call with them, but Random just said that I'm amazing at them. I see it as a way of, I see it as honest flattery, but I'm not that great at them. Trust me.
After hearing about your past,
Um,
I realized
like I was
really
saying
don't
though,
have any
yeah,
dreams of my
no,
own. I only took this
it's
job for its pension perks.
one thing to
Don't
just
be like
hold
that.
the Matrix. It's another thing to
It's meant to
actually
have dreams based in
wield
reality.
it and use its
Besides,
power
our reasoning
or
for dream
have
enforcement is
access to
different.
its wisdom,
But aren't we
just
all
as
fighting to protect this city
any prime
day
who has
in,
been
day out?
deemed worthy
Well,
enough
Officer
to
Ollie,
wield
so
the Matrix,
as a fellow public security officer, I'm filled with
or
pride.
again a
I
prime
have
such
to
as
redouble my efforts to be deserving of such
as
honors.
innocent
Sorry, ma'am.
in
Huggins
most
gets
cases.
emotional
We're not.
easily.
I'm not
Don't mind
referring
him.
to Bay
Let's
vs
push on and check
Optimus
out the
here.
next
Bay
location.
vs Optimus is
This
a
area is
walking,
non-official
talking
Not a
doll,
good spot.
and I mean that
Let's head
in
to
the
another
sense of
deployment point.
that is a thug. But despite that, I might actually go live tomorrow. If I don't have any interruptions, if I do start tomorrow, I'm probably gonna go live around maybe, I'd say about 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time at the earliest, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at the latest.
Master, I haven't detected any anomalies here. This location is...
Yeah, that's true. Then again, not a lot of people though actually, what's the word? Not a lot of people pay attention to the community tab. Not at least if you're that big of a
Reporting in,
content
Officer
creator.
Ollie. Our ether
I mean,
resource
I
trap
kind
has
of do
been
it for
set.
fun.
Great
That,
work.
it's more so a hobby and something that
So
I
it's
do kind of
done.
like to do just to
I didn't
entertain
think
others.
first would be so tiring.
Really? You
I might
obviously had
try
no
and
issues
stream
with
it
it, Miss
tomorrow, though.
Nekomata.
If
And what's
so,
more,
then
the thing you said
yeah.
just now about using your hands to protect something, it was just like the real thing. If I didn't know you were just pretending to be me, I might have been moved to tears just like Huggins.
Wanna know why your acting skills were so bad before, Ollie?
Notifications will start popping up
It's
constantly on my
because
laptop.
the key to a good disguise is to never completely make everything a lie. You need real experience, or else they'll see through
I
you.
suppose you could
Your
say
words
that,
will
yeah.
lack conviction. You have to understand the character you're playing. Adding a hint of real life experience works best.
In a
Balancing
way of
truth and
looking at
fiction.
Jane
So
Doe would
that's
be
it. No wonder your story was
Or
so
like,
touching.
after
It's because it's a true
how I
story.
say the name. Sorry. It's
Don't
just
just assume other
having
people's experiences.
after
I said
the
I
Matrix. But
Anyway, if you hadn't messed up giving up the info, I wouldn't have had to go through all the trouble.
But I mean,
I'm so
then again,
sorry, truly.
I just see them as I
hear
see
something nearby.
them forever as their own two beings. So, two beings.
Ollie, do you copy? What's going on?
Warning. Large numbers of ethereals are converging near the client's location.
Hi,
Hypothesis. This area experiences spatial anomalies that
I obviously don't have a
teleport
camera
ethereals
active
from
right
other
now, but
locations.
I've got one of my cats sitting here with me, Iris.
Come up with
She's the
something.
girl.
As long as he can help them all for a few minutes.
Well, no, duh, I did say
What do you
she,
mean by
but
come up
I
with
couldn't
something?
think of this.
Officer Ollie, you seemed a little absent-minded right from the get-go.
That's...
Well,
You're
thank
right.
you.
I've actually had something on my mind. The
I-
key to this whole
I hate to-
monster-made operation
I hate
revolves
to
around whether or
crush-
not these
to crush
gangsters
any
actually
spirits
get
here,
their
but
babies laid out for them.
Knock,
That's what
I can
think
say
before we withdraw.
you're one of my
We should
first,
check
but
nearby
I
for
can't
signs
say
of
you're
anything
exactly the
suspicious. To
first.
guarantee that nobody notices anything
or
about today's operation.
At least I could,
Gangsters
because
can
who
be
knows,
tricky
maybe
after
I might spike up in popularity using my
I see.
voice in
Drawing on such
this
rich
now.
experience? No wonder you're leading the operation.
It's
Then,
just,
yet,
you've
then
helped me
again,
out so
I'm
much
not
today
really
running
doing it
around
for the
these hollows.
popularity, not
And
really
now,
doing
I'm
it
asking you
for
to go the extra
the
mile.
fame or anything
It
of it.
feels
I'm mainly just
bad.
doing it
No, really, it's
purely
nothing.
for fun and
Guaranteeing
it's
safe
as a
operations is what
hobby.
public security officers do.
On
It
top
sure
of
is.
that,
I have the greatest respect for you, Officer Ollie, so just give us the order.
Alright, here's what we'll do. We're gonna split into
Okay,
2 groups and search
definitely
for
not-
signs
well,
of anything suspicious nearby.
not
If we find
handsome.
anything,
At least I
radio
don't
the
think.
other team.
Yes, ma'am.
People say I am. Maybe I'm just modest, or maybe I don't really care about looks too much, which, let's be honest, I don't, but let's say compare me to a bunch of others.
So we'll
Would
go
I
that
be
way.
considered handsome?
I'm with you.
I wouldn't
Roxy,
say
we have
that,
to go
no.
rescue Ollie.
But would I say that I at least look decent? Yeah, I'm willing to accept that. At least coming from my own hands.
These are definitely Ollie's footprints.
Oh, look at that one. Yes. You're gonna be another one. And again, my voice is the same type for some odd reason to get me considered a femboy, so if I ever start doing if I ever end up becoming a PNG tuber or a VTuber, then I wouldn't be surprised if I get called.
Ethereals teleporting here.
In case you're unaware,
I hope you can hang in there. Do you really think some wimpy
well,
Ethereals
no, I wouldn't say that. PNG tubers are, think of them as the prerequisite of, the optional prerequisite of being a VTuber, or in certain cases its predecessor. PNG tubers, instead of having high-tech virtual models for themselves, they would use images of what they would deem their avatar. I'm sorry, I have a little bit of thick and a stutter. To try it, that would be triggered at certain times depending on certain levels of emotion or just editing in certain portions to build suspense in some sort of way. Still, think of them as what came before VTubers.
Ollie! Hey, Ollie! You can stop shaking now, everything's fine!
Miss Nekomata! Proxy! You made it! Oh no. If you're here. Does that mean the entire operation has failed all because of me?
It hasn't
No,
failed.
it didn't fail all.
We managed to think up a way to send those two off. I'm completely exhausted.
I've also been told that my voice is the type that would be good for ASMR. I still don't know how to feel about that, considering how one who told me was my ex. But, I mean, maybe they're not wrong.
Ollie? Ollie!
Maybe I could make a third channel, put it on a brand account again, and just do little things like ASMR.
Looks like Ollie's still in a state of shock.
No,
I still have to work on that
okay
song, or something at the least,
I
and
just can't stop
put
thinking
something
about
up there for the main channel. Maybe I
How's
might do a
teaming up
meme
with you
call.
all? Or rather, my idea of receiving a commendation been unrealistic from the start. Watching how you handled things over the course of the operation today left me thinking. You can easily deal with anything that gets thrown at you, but I've only caused you trouble.
The funny thing is, I'm streaming this directly off of my PlayStation, so as much as I wish I could listen to music along with it and have y'all actually be able to hear it, I can't. I'd need a monitor or I'd need some sort of monitor or some sort of setup to actually record it. And I neither have the funds nor the space for that right now.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Ollie,
Sorry, guys.
you were the one who came up with using internet against these gangsters. You were the one leading this operation, and you were the one who took down these ethereals just now. Who kept yourself alive until we got here. Don't you get it? You're nowhere near as bad as you think. Stop being so hard on yourself, and turn your personal experience and your personality into your very own secret weapon.
Oh god,
Huh?
Barry.
It's a message
Oh.
from those other officers. Yes, this is Ollie. What's going on?
Ma'am, your intuition and foresight are truly remarkable.
Huh?
Ma'am, not long after we split up, we spotted this sneaky figure around the setup point, so we apprehended him immediately. This kid was dressed up like a gangster. He might have something to do with the gang we're looking for.
Where are you right now? We'll head to you immediately, and we can go to the 12th precinct together.
What? Go into the precinct together? Delaney? Huggins? Wait a sec. I'm really far away from you right now. Why don't you take him back to the 11th precinct?
That, it wouldn't be proper.
It's totally fine. You two apprehended the suspect, so the credit's all yours. You should take him back to the 11th precinct for interrogation. Go on now, quickly! I've just taken on another assignment. I'll be watching closely as to how your interrogation goes. Good luck!
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Great work.
That's weird. They only mentioned it offhand. They never thought they'd actually catch a criminal. If you go back with them to their precinct, Ollie, it'll blow our cover. So we have to give no credit for this arrest. But I'm a little anxious about the outcome of the interrogation. So, dust yourself off and hurry back to your precinct. Contact me the moment you hear anything.
Okay, you got it.
Nekomata wouldn't do half bad as a PubSec officer. Now that I think about it. Okay, that is, I think, the second one done.
Proxy, Ollie's already headed off. Let's call it a
In
day
order
as
to
well.
finish the full thing, I have
I'm so
to.
tired.
I believe I have to do the
Forgive
third
me for
too,
not taking
so.
EOS back.
I never expected you to be such a great teacher.
Hey, come on! What are you saying? Oh, even my ears are blushing. I mean, we've put in a lot of work today. If we leave them now, we'd be throwing away our investment. How can I put this? Whenever I used to see a public security officer, I would just avoid them. But after working with these two, I realized they're just a bunch of average Joes. You've also been running around all day, Proxy. Thanks. I bet we'll be getting a message from Ollie sometime soon. Let's get some rest for now. I'll contact you if I hear anything.
This is the path I follow.
A mission?
Awaiting for.
Need some? I'm at your time here.
I'll help you win. The lunch is on you.
I was about to say, don't worry, Keys. I can rejoin. Also, welcome back, Knock. In terms of an ASMR, again, that's a maybe. If people really wanted it, then, hell, why not? I might, if I get to, I'm at 46 subs on the main channel, I'm at 50 on the gaming, not 50, I'm at 41 here on the gaming channel. If I can get to maybe, I don't know, I'd say if maybe I can get to 50, well, thank you, that's flattering, but I doubt you should waste one of your passes for a crush on me. What was I saying? Damn it, I'm blushing on it. Anyways, like I was saying, if I can maybe get, and I suppose I can set a goal for this. Say if I can get 50 subs on the gaming channel and 50 subs on the main channel. Not 50 more, but 50 total. So 9 more on the gaming channel here and 4 more on the main channel, right? Then I think I'll start them off. I'll start making a few audios. I'll make a little post in the community tab on the main channel to see if you all might, well, to see what ideas you all might have for an audio that you might want to hear me try. So that way I could maybe post that type of stuff into its own little, into its own little playlist on the main channel, and if it gets big enough, maybe I could just make a whole third channel entirely dedicated to it. But yeah, in terms of the ASMR, right now it's a maybe. Maybe if I get enough support and if I can somehow get my nerves to calm down whenever I do things like this, then yeah, I'll do one. It just depends on what people might like to see and if I can get my nerves to calm down enough to actually do one. But yeah,
I'll help you win. The lunch is on you.
back to what I was saying before.
Mission. Asset confirmed. Preparing to move out.
Do I have a GF? No. I don't know if you heard me mention it before, and I know you can't hear him, but again, right now I'm on call with a friend, and also streaming at the same time. Yeah, as Random just said in the chat, I'm bi, and I am single right now. A woman who I loved a lot, due to drama and something that I was framed for, I was dumped earlier in, I was dumped twice actually. First, it was back in, I believe it was December 2nd, when she first did so. Which is the funny thing, that was when all of it first started. And then she came back, yeah. Dude, I am as bisexual as the stars shining in the fucking sky. Excuse me for saying that. But yeah, like, when I say I'm bisexual, I am bisexual. And if it helps, I'm a switch. I can top or bottom. I don't know if the YouTube guidelines would allow me to say this, but, you know, screw it, why not? It's not like a lot of people are seeing this anyways. So, hell. Yeah, I'm sorry if that's something that... Oh, that's okay, Goose, don't worry. Let me end the call. That might have been what it was doing. It might be interference from the stream, but if that's the case, that's alright. But yeah, the second breakup was New Year's Day, actually. It was about, I want to say 10:45, 11:15, somewhere in that half an hour time span. I figured it out that yeah, I get it. Trust me, more than you know. But I found out that the entire time that was happening, she was already with another guy and experimenting, I suppose you could say, with him. Some guy named Roma Gabe, but it's not like it'll do anything. It's not like she's... As much as I have the odd feeling she's going to come back somehow, it's not like she's gonna come back, and it's not like I'm gonna... and it's not like she's gonna want anything to do with me, so why bother, you know? If this is confidence coming back, holy shit. Oh, keys. Or Random, rather. It's better I address you as Random.
This is the path I follow.
As I was saying before, again, there are different ways how individuals will appear. Some attributes, if some animal-like attributes they will have, and some of them they won't. But commonly, those who look like that, if not being the actual species type, are considered theories. For example, Hoshimi Miyabi, who honestly fights like moves. Holy she moves. But Hoshimi Miyabi is a fox theory.
This is the path I follow.
I suppose. And again, I don't really have any religion that I believe in. I know what's true, and I know that not many would believe me if I were to say so, but even then, for those who do, they'll know the truth. And even they can do what they will with it. So, what else do we have? Right.
Sokaku, ready!
Then you also have individuals in here that, believe it or not, are Oni. Sokaku is one of them.
I have 2 guns, so double the accuracy.
There are cyborgs here, such as Billy.
Time for some
Yes,
hard
his
labor.
name is Billy. He is Billy the Kid.
If you need help,
Another
call me
Theron
anytime.
type. Seth Lello.
Need something? Go ask my colleagues.
I'm at your disposal.
This is more of a anthropomorph type. I suppose you could say that. Apologies, I was replying to a message. But, let's see. What else do we have up here?
Let's start
Ever
the
wanted to
experiment.
see two things? Ever wanted to see a
Touch my
shark
tail.
Theron?
And now.
Ellen Joe. Full-time student, part-time maid for the Victorian Housekeeping Company. You also have someone who's a rat Theron, believe it or not.
Which alias
We were actually talking about before, Jane Doe.
Let me finish my cup of
Officer 148, Juyuan, ready.
The person one of the few who people started simping for the most, Zhu Yuan,
concert starting.
Astra Yao.
Huh?
There are a lot of individuals here.
We fighting?
But
Take me.
as much as I'm not one to focus on it, sorry, I had to brace myself for this. Why does Caesar King have such big old titties? Why?
Only the brave will live.
What makes it worse, I feel, is the jiggle physics. And if you think she's bad, if you think she is bad,
It's out.
1, 2, yes, all accounted for.
Alexandrina Sebastian, or Rena for short, there's no reason for some of them to have titties this jiggly or this big. At least to me. I'm not saying it in a bad thing. I'm not discriminating at all. I have, and this is just me. It's just, when you can tell fan service is being added up to a certain degree. I think most of the jiggle physics is not only just for action frames, but I think it's also heavily for fan service. Let's be honest here. I don't care about body types. Maybe sure, I have a slight typing a few boundaries that I don't cross in terms of typing, but I don't really care about the body. It's not something that I care about. Exactly. They sometimes they act like water balloons in the wind, but as someone who will forever be seen as a guy, I will say this. Titties are titties. It doesn't matter how big they are, it doesn't matter how small they are. If you truly are a titty enjoyer, regardless of whether you have a preference in size, titties are titties. You're gonna love them. Sounds very much like a guy, like me being a guy. Yes, I know, but I mean, seriously, I don't really care too much on body types. So what if you got a bit of flab on you? That's fine. I don't care. If you got a bit of a belly, I'm gonna enjoy the belly because people don't understand how to enjoy a good belly. It's one of the many things that can be a portable pillow. A weird question. What my chance with Hoshimi Miyabi? Considering Hoshimi Miyabi, for one, you'd have to try and find some way to get through her seemingly tired but mostly calm and indifferent demeanor. She's a very focused individual, if that makes any sense. And due to her being so focused, as well as her strength with a blade and her ability, she's very capable. Not just as a warrior or a fighter, but especially as a woman alone. So, yeah, chances they're there. They're obviously not zero, but you might have to try and impress her a little bit. At least from what I see.
Sokaku, ready!
I'll protect you from any danger.
A mission? Take me along.
Awaiting further instructions.
Is it time to clock out?
I don't enjoy playing him. Asaba Haramusa. I don't enjoy playing him. He's weird. I guess it's just the feel of the bow and everything.
Go ask my colleagues.
Like, don't get me wrong, similar mechanic. Amber in Genshin feels better than Haramusa in Zenless Zone Zero. You can be upset if anyone watching this has seen how they are and seen how similar their moves may be or their kits might be. You can be as upset at me as you want. That's just how I feel about it.
I shall follow your orders.
Speaking of Genshin, I might actually go back and play a bit of Genshin. I want to explore their world a bit more from the eyes of humans.
Is the concert starting?
Huh?
I'm at your needs.
Ready?
A mission?
I'll protect you from any danger.
If you need...
Await. Officer.
I can understand where you're coming from, especially with the Zhu Yuan. Here's my thing about Zhu Yuan, though. A lot of people are you'd be surprised how many people are attracted to a woman in uniform, especially a policewoman. So, a PubSec officer who is somewhere around 5'9", 5'11", thicker than cold oatmeal, on a January evening in Canada. I suppose they might, but at the same time, many only see such things, and not just men, but believe it or not, women too. Many just see this as a game. So, because of how it's shown, but overall, I mean, so I can see why they showed her the way they did. I mean, think of how it appeals. A policewoman who's at the least 5'9", on a good day 5'11", can certainly hold her own with little, keep in mind, with little amounts of combat training that she's had. Is thick in all the right places, Well, I played War Robots for a certain amount of time. And that was when it was actually known as Walking War Robots, when it first had came out, but I played it for a bit of time. It was actually quite fun. I usually stuck to the starter stuff, though, but even then, eventually things get old and people want to broaden their tastes and things, so... At least this is just me. I don't have any issue with this. Now, does it mean I'm going to let my jaw drop to the floor and be at the same level as my feet as I'm turning into a Ford Model T horn going "Awooga" out of nowhere over this? No. Can I enjoy it? Yes. It's good to have fun, but at the same time, it's good to have restraint. I feel like in certain religions, though, oh, yeah, tell me about it. It's still as bad as it used to be. But, yeah, no, I will say this, a lot of people know it as Taoism. Taoism is something that I can certainly agree with to a certain extent. The most, out of any belief system, I don't follow it, no, but it's certainly the one that I can follow the most in terms of, I suppose you could say, daily life. It's good to have fun, and it's good, but it's also good to have restraint. You need a sort of balance. I was once raised. To each their own. Honestly, I will admit, War Robots has gotten better throughout the years. I've looked at their stuff, and yeah, I think it actually looks pretty good. Would I go back and play it? Maybe for nostalgia, but do I really want to? Other than for nostalgic means, not really. I think I enjoy the graphics here. Solely thinking about how much it's gotten better over the years, especially with games such as this. But still, back to what I was saying though, because on both sides of my family, because both of my parents were raised as Christians, they tried raising me as Christians, but you commonly find that as much as you try to believe in the Judeo-Christian God and the teachings that follow along with the religion, especially depending on what branch of you are technically in the Judeo-Christian faith, you only end up finding more and more questions that are never answered. And the only answer that you're really given is and I say Judeo-Christian God to be specific, but the Judeo-Christian God works in many mysterious ways. I can't follow it. At least not with this one lifetime. And my soul has never been able to follow it. It's never been able to follow any religion. And not one that would say is an atheist, no. I know who my creator is. I know my creator. But I suppose I'm what one might call a spiritualist, in a sense. Let's see.
Officer 148, Juyuan.
A new case to solve?
Considering the time,
Standing by.
I might... So, I've got a question for y'all. If I go and swap over to another game, right? Say I do, I don't know. I mean, like if I read out the games that I've got up here, then here, I've got Zenless Zone Zero, GTA 5, Helldivers 2, Warframe, World of Tanks, Marvel Rivals, the Ace Attorney trilogy, World War Z Aftermath, Sparking Zero, and My Hero Ultra Rumble up here. If I were to play one of those right now, which it's gonna shut down the stream if I do swap over. But let's say I do, right? Would y'all actually join the stream again to watch? Me personally, I'm just wondering, but would y'all actually join the stream to watch and see it? Okay, there's one answer. Uh, I was about to say, if that's the case, what I'm gonna do then, because I have a feeling it's gonna close out the broadcast. So what I'm gonna do, my question is, what game should I play then? Uh, should I go for Helldivers, World of Tanks, Marvel Rivals, or should I go with Sparking Zero? What would y'all like to see? I think I can actually create a poll. Okay, so you're saying Sparking Zero. Okay. I think the other guy left, so what I'm gonna do then, I'll load up Sparking Zero,